guys? I just want to do a little video of my Duramax pulling some weight. So we've got 3 pallets of sod. They're about 3,000 each. So that's 9,000 plus the trailer is about 5. So we're looking at about 14,000 pounds that we're pulling. It's a crew cab, long box, dually. It's a flatbed though. Mostly all stock. I did some intercooler piping, Transco Junior, PCV reroute, just some simple stuff, but it's still pretty much stock. So yeah, let me show you what this thing's gauges are. Going down the highway, there's some gentle hills, and we got a big hill up here, so we'll just show the gauges on that and see how it does. Alrighty, so this is right at 70 miles an hour, about 1900 RPMs. Got our oil temp just above 210. Boost kind of wavers 10 to 15. And our pyro, right now we're about 12. We just went over an overpass. So now I'm gonna let off here as we go down. See, the boost gauge went down. So I'm just gonna put on the cruise here so we're consistent. So there's the cruise set at 70. Yeah, about 900 or so. It's pretty flat right here. A couple pounds of boost. Let's see what this hill does. This is the downhill right before the uphill. And I got the factory exhaust brake on here. So right now we have about 5 pounds of boost. Foot is not on the gas or the brake, so this is just exhaust braking, about 5 pounds. Okay, so we're pulling up the hill right now. We're pushing some boost, creeping up on 20 pounds. 1200 degrees on that pyrometer. It's dropping down to about 65. Yeah, it's just holding right there. That's pretty dang respectable. So that exhaust brake that I put on, super easy to do, and the LBZs from factory have them in the ECM. You just have to run a switch. So I have another video. You can dig through my videos on my channel, but basically you just buy an ECM pin, plug it in. I think it's pin 52. You just get a diagram, and then run that wire right out to a toggle switch and then to ground. So you're just grounding that on and off, and that turns your exhaust brake on. And it works with tow haul, and it's also on without tow haul mode, so it's just like the new ones. But that's super handy, especially pulling weight all the time. And I also, I forgot to mention, this thing's got a 4-inch exhaust on it with the MBRP muffler on it. Which I really like. It kind of takes out that drone, so there's not a lot of drone at highway speeds. You know, I've had straight piped D-Maxes before, and they sound really nice, but they just drone and you hit that like 65 mile an hour mark, and it's not too fun to listen to. Let's see. Oh, I also put on these trucks, you really got to do the transmission cooler lines, because where they go from rubber back to the aluminum, like that little crimp, they always start leaking there, and they'll blow out on you. My old Duramax, I had that happen to me right in the intersection. You know, ATF goes everywhere, and then you basically lose, you know, the ability to drive because you don't have any fluid. So I think the ones that I bought, I think you can buy them off any of the diesel websites, but I think it's DRP transcooler lines, and they're the big 5/8. I'd get the bigger ones. They're actual hydraulic hose, so they're super heavy duty, way overbuilt, but definitely worth putting that in just as a preventative. I also put a transmission cooler fan on this thing. So last summer I was pulling my camper in Wyoming, and it was getting pretty hot. I mean, I was looking at like 250 degree trans temperatures, So we weren't getting a lot of airflow because we were going up the mountain. So I put just like a 10-inch, it's an 8 or a 10-inch cooling fan, just a, you know, whatever one from an auto parts store, ran it to a switch. So now I can toggle that on when I do get a little toasty. But if I'm running at highway speeds, it stays cool. It's usually those in, like, running around in town loaded, it'll start warming up then. And I've got a winch that sits right in front of it. Got the Badland 12K Apex. Highly recommend that winch. That thing has pulled this truck out a lot. So we've gotten stuck a lot, and those winches are nice, and they have the remote control, so you can't beat that. And they're super cheap, but they're super reliable. I've got two of them, two of the Badland 12Ks, and one of the, I think it's 5500 UTV style for my wife's car. So yeah, and other than that, I got airbags on this truck, which I really like. Kind of keeps that back end stiff and, you know, prevents you from sagging down. Let's see, I think that's about it on this truck. It's pretty much stock. I like to keep it that way. It's our work truck, so, you know, she gets ran every single day. So I know stock trucks are, you know, don't have as much power, and you can get more power out of these pretty dang easy, but more power, more problems. So I like to just keep it mellow, keep it reliable, and you know, just keep it on the road. And I did put a Caterpillar fuel filter on this thing with the Sinister diesel adapter. I really like that. I think it filters down to 2 microns versus the 6 that stock ones do. So definitely put one of those in. It's not a bad idea to have. I want to do an EGR blocker plate on this. I think I have one. Just because with the 4-inch straight pipe, you do actually get EGR codes saying it's too cool. So I just carry a scanner with me, and I just clear it when that pops up. But I do have the little finger stick, which I've got some mixed reviews on, so I'm not sure if I should put that in to cancel the codes out and then just slide the blocker plate in. So I don't know if you guys have any experience with that, or if I should just do the full. I know if you do a full EGR delete, then it's best to do LB7 up pipes so that you don't have that stub sitting there. It'll break off. So I don't know what you guys think on that, but I'm still kind of up in the air on it. But yeah, other than that, I just wanted to make a little quick video on how this thing pulls. I mean, we're pulling, you know, probably 3-4 times a week. Materials, gravel, skid steer excavators. You know, this truck gets put to work. In the year and a half I've had it, I've put 30,000 miles on it. So I run Schaefer's 5W40 full synthetic diesel oil. I really like that stuff. It's expensive, but you get what you pay for when it comes for a lot of things. So, you know, if it's the longevity of this truck, then it's worth it. You know, the oil changes are expensive. I just do them myself. But you know, to save some money to offset it. But yeah, other than that, let me know what you guys think. If you have any other questions about the truck, yeah, we'll go from there. I'll do a little walk around video, kind of show you the outside and show you the load we're hauling today, and go from there. All right, see you guys. There's our sod. That's 3 pallets worth. Here's the rig. So this is a 7x14 maxed dump trailer. Max D, however you want to say it. 7K axles with the 2-foot extensions. Here's the dirty 9-foot by 8-foot flatbed. Harvest all our stuff. This thing's a little beat up. This was a fleet truck out of Canada for the city. So this thing didn't even have a brake controller, so I don't think it's towed much its whole life. It only had about 120,000 when I got it. I put this bumper on. I found that at the dump, actually, in the scrap pile. And I just fabbed it up to fit. Super bright LEDs. Got the Badland winch. I love these headlights too, and the black grille. I got my little lugs identifiers on here. On my other dually truck that I have, I've had the dualies fall off before, so you can just glance and see if they're loose a little bit, and they'll hit each other so they won't completely back out. Got the gauges, cab lights. Yeah, I'd like to get this thing undercoated and do the rhino line there. Maybe even paint the whole truck, but that's a project since it's getting that 20-year-old peel on it. Getting close to 20. It's 2006, so you know.